Okay, welcome to the Brotherhood of Gaming podcast. I love it when we do these because we can talk about a lot of things, and some of them are not really good. One in particular today that I found out, my buddy Vash, whom you all know, well, maybe,
The whole world knows.
maybe, he texted me this morning while I was sleeping, and he said, "Oh, you're gonna be mad when you wake up."
Oh, that's not a good sign.
And I'm just like, really, am I now? Well, I didn't really say that because I was sleeping, but I got his text. And then I asked why. And then, of course, when he says that I'm going to be mad when I wake up, like, it takes a lot to get me steamed. So either I got...
Pretty laid back. You're a pretty laid back guy.
So either A, I got a really bad comment on YouTube, or B, my channel got hit with something.
So only things involving YouTube would make you angry.
Or C, I don't know, like, or this. So yeah, what has happened? Well, apparently Square Enix sold out or something, and now Rise of the Tomb Raider, aka Tomb Raider 2, is now exclusively for the Xbox One. I was legitimately surprised and, to put it kindly, upset about this situation.
Yes, I got a very angry text message
So, yeah,
informing me of
it's
the
like
change.
you felt a disturbance in the force. It's like even before you got the text, you're like, whoa, something feels wrong.
Something is not right. Well, you hear this, Will. Explain exactly what your feelings were and what's your opinion on this whole situation is.
Well, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Just because at first I'm like, when did Microsoft really express any interest in Tomb Raider enough to buy it? Now, understandably, Microsoft wants to seize the initiative and make their console obviously beat out the PlayStation because, let's face it, according to all of the recent posts and what's going on, Sony has beaten the living hell out of Microsoft 10-1. The Wii U's not even in the equation.
The Wii U is kind of its own thing.
Yeah, the Wii U's got its own little world. So yeah, it's kind of like an ongoing race between Microsoft and Sony. So I guess Microsoft tried to do something, and well, I don't know how they did it. I guess they struck a deal with the CEO at Square, or or Square's hurting for money, and they decided to go to Microsoft because Bill Gates. So
Actually, interesting you should bring that up. First off, I would like to read the statement from
please do.
Daryl Gallagher, who is the head of Crystal Dynamics, and this was their explanation. And it is, I quote, "Dear Tomb Raider community, as you may have seen, we've just announced that Rise of the Tomb Raider, coming holiday 2015, is exclusive on the Xbox. We consider all of you to be the lifeblood of Tomb Raider and the work we do at Crystal. I'd like to give you some insight into the decision, please do, and why we feel this is the very best thing for the Tomb Raider sequel we're creating at the studio. Tomb Raider in 2013 was a success due to the large part of your continued support. Our goal has always been to deliver something truly special with Rise of the Tomb Raider. Today's announcement with Microsoft is one step to help us put Tomb Raider on top of the action-adventure gaming. Our friends at Microsoft have always seen huge potential in Tomb Raider and have believed in our vision since we first unveiled with them on their stage at E3 2011.
So truth is, they paid you off.
We know they will get behind this game more than any support we have had from this in the past. We believe this will be a step really forging the Tomb Raider brand as one of the biggest gaming with the help, belief, and backing of a major partner like Microsoft. This doesn't mean we're walking away from our fans who only play on PlayStation or the PC. Those are great systems with great partners and amazing communities. We have Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris coming to those platforms in December, and Tomb Raider the Definitive Edition is available on PS4. We know that there are probably many more questions and concerns. People, please do send them to us. We'll answer to the best of our ability. Meanwhile, We're going all out to try to make something truly special, the most ambitious Tomb Raider game ever built. Well, with all the butt kissing aside, basically it boils down to this. Microsoft paid us a lot of money. So, yeah. Sorry. This was a very political letter. You can just see all the ass kissing going on here.
There's no way you could have made this look good. Like, here's why we think this is a good idea. Wait.
Someone come up with something.
Wait, you think it's a good idea to alienate your fan base?
Well, this almost... the first time I thought this, I had a couple thoughts. The first thought was, okay, on Microsoft's behalf, this is actually a good move. Because we're getting the sequel to the popular reboot exclusive for our console. Hopefully that'll bring in some more business. The second thing I thought was, this is almost like Bayonetta 2. No, wait, this is exactly like Bayonetta 2 if you think about it. I mean, this is a sequel that's now exclusive to one console, so the ones who played it on a different console on the first one are basically going to be kind of left out in the cold. But then I had another thought. Temple of Osiris is still going to be on the PS4, and that's going to feature the old Laura. Are we going to have a situation where the first Tomb Raider timeline is going to be on PlayStation and the second is going to be on Microsoft?
Well, my thought was it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts. It's Square. And they're definitely...
Wouldn't that be weird, though? You had the old Laura on Sony and the new Laura on Microsoft, and they have their own games going separately on those different systems.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well, why can't they be on both, period?
Well, because Microsoft... Now, here's another thing, too, is that we don't know if this is a pure exclusive or a time exclusive. Like, okay, when it comes out on the 2015 holiday, it's going to be for Xbox, but maybe later on down the line, if there's like a definitive edition, it's going to be for like all consoles.
Yeah, because when they said exclusive, they weren't kidding, because the PC version's not even getting one.
Right. So we don't know if this is... Now, if it's just time exclusive, that's kind of dumb on Microsoft's part. I mean, if you're going to buy something and make exclusive, you need to make exclusive, or else what's the point? But that adds another dimension. It's like, well, okay, when we're at the situation where do we want to risk, not getting an Xbox One and just hope, just stay with the PS4 and just hope that when it comes around, it's going to eventually make its way to to the console?
Well, because I don't think they'll announce whether it's a time exclusive or not, because if you think of it that way, Capcom has never announced any sequels or new renditions of their Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom games. It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Right.
So they don't have to tell you anything. The only thing is if they either want to or if something leaks. But for them to constantly mention it as an exclusive makes me believe that it probably will be, because I haven't really heard of an exclusive announced this way that was only for a time. Otherwise, Tales of Vesperia would have came out over here for PS3 a long time ago.
That's a good point. So maybe that's just some people hoping against hope.
And
another interesting note too is that there's already been a petition, and it's already got a whole bunch of signatures, it's well in the thousands already, and it just started this morning. So you could tell there's a lot of people that are really...
Well, yeah, I was really angry about this too, and it still kind of was a spit in the face. Like when they said, oh, but the PlayStation 4 users are still getting the Tomb Raider and the Temple of Osiris. No matter how you look at it, Temple of Osiris is a far lesser game.
Yeah, you're right. It's an hors d'oeuvre. The main course is going to be on Microsoft.
I mean,
that is kind of like a slap in the face.
Yeah, that's like when, oh my gosh, it's like when they made all of these one title for or Tomb Raider Underworld for Tomb Raider Underworld, the perfect example, and they made it for so many different consoles. That'd be like, yes, here's the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 version. They look beautiful, and this is like the one you really should play because this is the full experience. But then there's the really ambitious one that's on the Nintendo DS.
When I showed you that PS2 version of Underworld, you were shocked. You had no idea they made an Underworld version for the PS2.
Yeah, but it's even worse because there's like a Nintendo DS which graphically is even less. It's like just a step up above the Game Boy Advance. That's really ambitious to put a game like Tomb Raider Underworld on that. You know it's something entirely different, and you know that it's a far lesser game. So
it's weird that Square Enix did all this complaining that the first Tomb Raider reboot didn't sell all that well.
Now they're going to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, now it's all exclusive toward one. There has to be some sort of deal or the way it kind of works out that can help recoup the costs. So I'm thinking that just Microsoft just threw a bucket load of money at these guys. And said,
Which
hey.
is weird because everybody knows how unsuccessful Microsoft is doing right now in terms of the market. Like, sure, they've sold a lot of Xbox Ones. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to pretend the thing hasn't moved. But
Well, I think that's the major reason why they got Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider is an established franchise. And also consider this. Uncharted is already pretty firmly entrenched in Sony PlayStation this generation. So I guess they're thinking, okay, we can have our Tomb Raider be exclusive to us, and that can be our kind of challenge to or answer to Uncharted.
well, yeah,
Because they don't really have an Uncharted Tomb Raider type game, or
Well-
they don't have an Uncharted type franchise exclusive to their Xbox. So maybe Tomb Raider will be able to fit that build.
but at the same time, it's like you were getting the Tomb Raider games before.
Well, they just want this now all to be all just for us.
And
So
at
we're
the same time, it
one-stop
kind of makes me
place.
think, like, if you wanted to play dirty like this, like, I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't done the same thing and, like, bought some IPs. just
I think
because.
maybe because they don't have the money right now.
But, like, oh, yeah, you want to play dirty? Well, just shoot, man, because that's pretty messed up and underhanded. Because I'm just kind of looking at Square like, yeah, apparently you gotta believe that they're hurting for money. Because how long has Final Fantasy, like, all right, Final Fantasy's got to be the main cause of it. And I don't mean to hate on Final Fantasy, but one of two things happens whenever Final Fantasy comes out or is involved. Either one, it doesn't sell well, or two, it spends so much time in development that people lose interest. So yeah, your waste, like, for example, Versus 13 has been in development since 2006.
Right.
For nearly 10 years, this game has been constantly in the works. How much money has been spent paying the workers and keeping this project alive? Yeah, over like nearly 10 years of hard work, and you know the hype is not going to live up. Like 10 years.
No, not this long.
No game with 10 years of development is ever going to live up to the standard. Never. No way. It's never going to. It might be good, but it's not going to be 10 years worth of good. So yeah, that's a lot of money that they unfortunately put down the shitter, because apparently I heard from some sources that they're really going for like hair mechanics. So
Yeah.
trying to make that look as legit as possible. So it's like, dude, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they haven't done anything with Kingdom Hearts 3 because they're so focused on that.
Well, another thing too, Will, is that when you sign on with Microsoft, one thing Microsoft will do is they will promote the hell out of their games.
Oh, they have no choice. They've got to.
Yeah, like when Titanfall came out. Oh man, you saw advertisements all the time for Titanfall.
Yeah, they've
so
got.
you know they're gonna just market the hell out of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they've got. They have, to my knowledge, Microsoft has a small handful of exclusives. Like, of course, they have their famous Halo and their famous Gears of War. To my knowledge, I don't know much of anything else that they own that competes. So, yeah, on Microsoft's part, it's a brilliant move, but at the same time, to millions of the fans who grew up with Tomb Raider being on PlayStation for most of their lives. I mean, we all know that Tomb Raider originally started on the Sega Saturn, but Sega's not even in the competition anymore, so...
I love that passage. That doesn't mean we're walking away from our fans who play on the PlayStation.
Yes, it
But
does.
what we're doing is walking away from our fans who play on
Like,
the
yes,
PlayStation.
it is. You accepted.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you accepted a bribe, and you pretty much you just spat in the face of all of the fans who supported you. Not like the Xbox ones. Yeah, they're fine, but like gamers in general who just were on the Sony platform. Now, of course, we're not ones to have the prejudice against consoles. Like whatever console is on, we'll find a way to play it. But
Well, go ahead.
it's just inconvenient.
Well, the thing about it too, is that I think we're both kind of fortunate because we have neither one of us has yet gone into the next generation. But I guess the decision has been made, at least for me. I guess I'll be doing an Xbox One.
Well, I guess one of us has to.
Especially since I found out that Arkham Knight will also be on Xbox One as well. So
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm still on the fence because I'm like, yeah, Tomb Raider's going to be on there. Arkham Knight's going to be on there. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 a sure thing?
I could try to check for you. I don't know if there's anything's been made or not.
And at the same time, I'm worried about that exclusive deal stuff because
So
it
that's
could
another thing, too.
be a smart move on our part for you to get an Xbox One and me get a PS4. That way, we would at least have both worlds, and we're always together. So it's like, well,
Yeah, that's
technically,
true.
we both got it. So
Yeah, it says PlayStation 4 and Xbox One,
yeah, like.
and release date 2015. Cool. So yeah, I guess that's just the way we're gonna have to do it. I mean, it is strange. Like I said, it doesn't really hurt us because it'd be a different story if we both got a PlayStation 4 and then this happened. We'd be like, oh,
Yeah, because
just
one
going
day
crazy.
eventually, like I always do, I would have gotten both consoles eventually.
Right.
But it's not so much that's what upset me. It's the fact that Square chose to accept a bribe and or a money take and screw the fans, screw the public. We're just going to alienate half of you or more than half of you depending on who played it on whatever. And we're just going to make it exclusive to Xbox because we like money more than you. And
It was a money grab, but like I said, I don't blame Microsoft. I mean, if I was Microsoft,
yeah, I don't blame
I would-
Microsoft. It was
I'd
a
have done the
smart
same
move.
thing.
It was a business move. They
Right, and you're like you said earlier, the Xbox One is kind of lagging behind.
yeah, the
everyone
Microsoft seized the
else.
initiative and they took it. They made
I
it.
mean,
They made an offer.
the bad start that the PlayStation 3 got is almost similar to the start that the Xbox One had. How bad it was, how lagging it was behind, and they've had to make a lot of changes and a lot of things, and now they're trying to play catch up. And one best way to play catch up is get a game series that has a very loyal fan base.
Yeah, so it's just. Yeah, I really do. I'm just kind of stunned. Like this came out of left field. Like I got blindsided, left hooked. Like I did not see this coming, and I'm dumbfounded by it. Actually, I just don't know what to
Right.
say to it.
Right.
Like it's upsetting because
When you first said tumor, I thought you meant Temple of Osiris.
no,
Like, oh, then I looked. Oh, you mean Rise of the Tomb Raider is the one that's exclusive.
no, I mean the other one.
Like, oh, crud.
Yeah,
So yeah, well, it's exactly like the Bayonetta 2 situation.
yeah.
Where Nintendo forked over a lot of money to get the rights to that franchise.
Well, then again,
Same thing.
it's
the
sort
same
of
thing.
it's sort of not because Nintendo paid for it to be made. Yeah, because there was no plan for a Bayonetta 2 period. Like, Nintendo paid Platinum to say, okay, we're greenlighting you, go ahead and make the game. The thing is, it's going to be on ours, because we paid you to make the game.
Hmm. Well, either way, the situation for the fans is pretty much similar.
Yeah, in our
people who are-
shoes.
Yeah, when for the people who play Bayonetta on the PlayStation, they now for the sequel they gotta get a Wii U. And
Like, it's just really weird, especially since Tomb Raider 1 through 5, all on PS1. Tomb Raider 6 through Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld, all on PS2. Like, with a couple of Xbox renditions. And
Right.
and so now they're just kind of bailing and going somewhere else that's not... It's like they're moving...
Man.
It's like they're moving out.
man, I just saw this. PS4 worldwide sales at 10 million, Xbox One on 5 million. Wow. So right now PS4 is outselling them 2-1.
Yeah, like I told you, it was no joke. Was Sony's doing it.
All
So
right.
so yeah, I can't blame Microsoft for wanting Tomb Raider. I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
But I'm just upset with Square that they would do such a dumb decision.
Well, in the end of the day, Bill, money talks. Everything else walks.
Money talks, the fan walks.
Basically. Well, Xbox One, here we come.
Well, here you come. I'll just bleach off yours.
Yeah, I guess you'll be the PS4 guy.
Like,
well,
well,
that's just the way
there's
it
going to
is.
be exclusives for both of them, so I guess eventually we're going to have to cave.
Well, I guess that's why this is better. That this is a multiple man team.
Yeah, like I have nothing against Microsoft. I really don't. But when it comes to my last quite a lot of years between having all of the consoles, Microsoft has been the least good to me. So I just feel more comfortable with Sony because my console hasn't broken down
Yeah.
more than once.
I don't know how bad. Well, it's funny because my PS4, my PS3 conked out on me, so I've had that experience. So I guess when it comes to consoles, it can happen anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, my PS3 broke down on me
Anytime, anywhere.
once, and I got it fixed, and it never did it again, and that was years ago. Microsoft's Xbox 360 that I have, I've gone through 3 Xbox 360s, and they've all died on me more than 3 times each. That is just terrible.
Is there any doubt why you're kind of hesitant of Microsoft?
Like I don't want to be prejudiced on you guys, but you haven't been good to me. And the fact that they didn't offer to help me out even once. Sony was nice enough to fix my PS3 for free. Microsoft did not help me at all. So, yeah, nothing against Microsoft for wanting to seize the initiative, but I feel a little more comfortable having Sony on my side. Like, I still like the Xbox 360. I still like Microsoft. We don't play that prejudice game like we've already mentioned in previous videos. Like, we have all the consoles. If we want to play it, doesn't matter what a game is on. We'll find a way to play it.
I hear you.
Like Sega, Nintendo, none of that. So, yeah, it's upsetting to hear that Square would alienate their fan base and just I don't know why they're making this dumb decision because they could have they definitely would have made a lot more with the game on both consoles instead of just putting it on one and risking not getting any because of Microsoft already not having enough money as it is. Well, not money, but enough sales. So just like
Yeah.
really, like even making it exclusive to the Wii U. Like sure, I've got a Wii U, I'd be able to get it, but it's still kind of a dumb move.
Yeah, well, them's the breaks, I guess.
Well, that's pretty much our 2 cents on what we think. It sucks, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
We'll wait it out and see if it's a time exclusive. I hope it is because it's not the first time it's happened. Like Dead Rising, Dead Rising I think is an example. Like I think that eventually came to the PS3.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Right.
I don't remember. Yeah, No More Heroes started off as a Wii thing, and then later got ported to PlayStation. So
Yeah.
it's possible.
It's possible. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, guys, that's Tomb Raider.
Yep, that's our thoughts on it.